In the vast Kajana Safari Reserve in Africa there was a mother lion who decided to separate from her pride to raise her cub. The mother lion was afraid that the male lions might harm her cub, so she quietly left early one morning. The mother lion used to be a strong member of the pride, but her maternal instinct urged her to protect her little cub. From then on, the mother and her cub roamed the grasslands and forests of the Kajana Safari Reserve. Every morning the mother lion taught her cub how to hunt by capturing small animals. The cub was very active, learning while running around everywhere, never sitting still. Sometimes it was so focused on the fluttering butterflies or the chirping birds that it lost its mother. Every time the cub got lost, it cried miserably, crying while searching for its mother's scent. Luckily, the mother lion always smelled her cub and quickly returned to find it. The mother and cub's affection grew stronger thanks to these times of welcoming each other home. Although living apart was not safe, the mother lion still believed that this was the best way to protect the lion cub. One afternoon, after an unsuccessful hunt, the mother lion was extremely exhausted. The mother and cub went to a deserted grassland to rest. The grassland was vast, the wind blew gently and the sun shone brightly. The mother lion lay down, stretched her shoulders and fell asleep in exhaustion. At first the lion cub lay obediently next to its mother, but soon it wanted to run and jump. Its mischievous nature made the lion cub curious to explore every corner of the grassland. It gradually moved away from its mother, engrossed in watching the birds and insects flying by. Unfortunately, the area it accidentally ran into was where a flock of vultures were staying. This flock of vultures had been without food for 3 days and was extremely hungry. They usually ate carcasses, but when they were hungry they would attack small weak prey. The lion cub had never seen vultures at such a close distance, so it was both scared and confused. It growled softly, trying to look scary to scare away the hideous birds, but the roar of a lion cub was nothing compared to the large flock of vultures. The vultures saw the young prey. Their eyes shining with hunger, they began to approach, circling around the lion cub. The lion cub anxiously called out to its mother, but she was still sleeping quite a distance away. Unaware, the lion cub's cry echoed across the empty field. Sensing the food before them, the vulture slowly moved closer. A vulture flew recklessly and pecked at the lion cub's shoulder, causing it to roar in pain. The wound was bleeding and the lion cub laid down on the grass in fear. Tears welled up in its wide eyes and it called out for its mother even louder. At this time the mother lion still couldn't hear anything because the wind was blowing in the opposite direction and she was too tired. The vultures continued to attack, trying to grab the piece of meat. The lion cub was desperate, only knowing how to wriggle and struggle, no longer having the strength to resist. Just when it seemed like everything was about to end, 2 rangers from the reserve suddenly appeared. Their names were Coffee and Zaki, and they were patrolling on an off-road vehicle to monitor the wildlife situation from afar. Coffee spotted the vultures circling abnormally and told Zaki to stop the car. Their intuition told them that something dangerous was happening. As soon as they got out of the car, the two saw a horrifying scene. A lion cub was being attacked by a flock of vultures. Without hesitation, Coffee quickly grabbed a long stick to chase away the birds. He shouted and waved the stick, trying to make a loud noise to scare the vultures. A few vultures suddenly flew up, but the rest were still watching the young prey. Zaki immediately ran to the lion cub, ignoring the danger. He bent down and picked up the lion cub, holding it close to his chest to protect it. The weak lion cub, covered in painful wounds but feeling the warmth of the human gradually felt at ease. The vultures saw their prey being carried away. Many of them angrily flew around. Zaki, screeching coffee, had to continuously swing his stick, hitting the ground hard to chase them away. Thanks to that, Zaki managed to run towards the car. Finally, the vultures realized that their prey was no longer within reach, so they flew away to find food elsewhere. Coffee and Zaki put the lion cub on the back seat immediately, checking the wounds. Some of the wounds were quite severe, but fortunately they were not life-threatening. The lion cub kept whining its eyes, looking at the two men as if asking for help. Coffee stroked it, reassured it, and said, "We will bring you back to your mother, don't worry." They climbed into the car, started the engine, and decided to drive around the field to find the mother lion. On the way, Zaki kept his eyes peeled for every corner of the grassland. Suddenly they heard a long roar from a lioness in the distance. Coffee pointed, "Look, a lioness is running around frantically." He immediately mentally guessed that it might be the mother of the lion cub, frantically searching for her cub. Coffee stepped on the gas and drove straight towards the lioness. When they arrived, they saw the mother lion sniffing the grass as if searching for traces. The mother lion looked extremely worried, her ears pricked up continuously. When the car stopped, Zaki carefully picked up the lion cub, trying not to hurt it anymore. The mother lion saw her cub and immediately growled in defense because she didn't understand what was happening. She squinted her eyes in alarm when she saw two men approaching, but then she realized that her cub was lying in the man's arms, covered in injuries. The motherly instinct took over. The lioness gently approached, observing her cub. Zaki put the cub on the ground, held out her hand in a peace sign. The mother lion sniffed her cub, licked the wounds, then raised her face to look at Zaki. For a moment it seemed to understand that this man had saved her cub from a great disaster. Although lions were usually very fierce, this time the mother lion did not attack the two men. Instead, she let out a low growl as if expressing a strange gratitude. Coffee and Zaki took a few steps back, giving the mother and cub some space. The cub was still in pain but was happy and let out a low growl at its mother. The mother lion licked her cub's injured fur, looking worried and loving. After a while, seeing that the cub was safe in its mother's arms, the two staff decided to return to the car. They believed that the mother lion would take better care of her cub than any veterinarian at the moment, as long as the wound was not too serious. Before leaving, Coffee repeated, "This is her lucky fate, be more careful, little one." Zaki waved goodbye, leaving the mother and cub in the vast grassland. The mother lion stood watching the car for a while as if to make sure that the two had really left. When the car was no longer in sight, the mother lion turned to check her cub's wound. Again she used her tongue to gently lick the scratches to soothe the pain for her cub. The cub rested its head on its mother's leg, its eyes filled with peace. After a close encounter with danger, although still scared, the cub knew that its mother would always be there. From then on it learned a lesson. Don't be too absorbed in playing and leave its mother. In the following days, the mother lion continued to guide her cub to hunt and be on guard against other animals. The mother and her child lions traveled together through the vast fields and majestic old forests. Although separated from the herd, their motherly love made their journey meaningful. Every afternoon they often chose a deserted place to rest, avoiding unforeseen dangers. And so, in the middle of the vast Kajana Safari Reserve, the touching story of motherly love and the kindness of the two rangers, Coffee and Zaki, became a small legend that was passed down from generation to generation. Dear friends, thank you for taking the time to follow the story. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to support us.